Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So we got some big news. The Philadelphia Eagles have traded quarterback Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts for a 2021 third rounder and a conditional second rounder in 2022 that could turn into a first round pick. We'll talk about this deal, what it means for the Eagles and Colts, and why this is a good thing for the Washington football team. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so first let's talk about the deal, and then after we'll talk about why I think this is a good thing for the Washington football team. So like I said earlier, the deal is the Eagles are sending Carson Wentz to the Colts for a 2021 third rounder and a conditional second rounder that could be go up to a first round pick, and this is the terms of, the conditional pick. The conditional second rounder in 2022 becomes a first rounder if Carson Wentz plays 75% of the snaps or 70% and the team makes the playoffs, which both could happen. So the Eagles could get up to a third rounder this year and a first rounder next year. So depending on how it plays out, it could be some solid compensation for them. If Carson Wentz stays healthy, they should be getting probably a late first rounder next year and a late third rounder this year. But the Eagles are taking a huge cap hit. They're taking a $33.8 million dead money cap, which is just a lot. That's a lot of money. That's the biggest in NFL history. The previous record would have been the 2020 or $22.2 million the Rams are going to carry this year for Jared Goff. The Colts are going to owe Wentz $25.4 million this year, fully guaranteed, and $22 million in 2022. So the Eagles are going to have to find out who their starting quarterback is. Is it going to be Jalen Hurts? Are they going to try to get a veteran this offseason, or are they going to go after someone in the draft? Because they are drafting at number 6, so they could, stick with Jalen Hurts, who, he started off pretty good, but after that, teams got some film on him in the last couple of games. He's struggled a bit, so they are not in a good situation because, they have so many players. A lot of their older players, are on the books for a lot of money that they're going to have to get rid of, Zach Ertz, Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey. They're all probably going to have to move on from those guys. They're going to have to, take some more cap hits. They're going to save some money too, but it's just not good to have a lot of dead cap money, which is what they're going to have. They don't have too much young talent on that team besides, a few players. Miles Sanders, they got a couple nice pieces on the offensive line. And obviously they got some nice pieces on the defense, but they're headed to a long rebuild, especially if Jalen Hurts is not the guy. So it's going to be an interesting draft for them because they drafted number 6. They could go one of the top quarterbacks available, or they could stick with Jalen Hurts. And they are just not, the Eagles are not in a good situation. They do get rid of Carson Wentz's contract and take a huge cap hit this year, but their cap situation is going to look a lot better in 2022, and the Colts are taking a risk, but Frank Reich was Carson Wentz offensive coordinator when he had that MVP season, so I think he feels confident he can turn him around, and if he can and turn him around to being at least close to what he was in 2017, I think it's a win for them. But it is risky because, of course, if you get the Carson Wentz from this past year, he might get benched, and then he'll probably not get that. The Eagles won't be getting that extra first round pick. And now, why I think this is a good move for the Washington football team, because first the Eagles, sure, it could have been another year with Carson Wentz on the Eagles, and maybe he could have won us a couple games because of his bad performances like he had in that first game of the season. But also, it puts the Eagles into a long rebuild mode. They have to find a quarterback, and they are probably going to be the favorites to be last place in the division this year. And also, it takes a team that was looking for a quarterback. The Colts were one of the teams that really needed a quarterback, and they got Carson Wentz, who we were not interested in and wasn't an option for us because really he was in the division. So that is, a win-win for us because the Colts fix their quarterback problem, and we weren't even going to go after Wentz anyway, so that's good news for us. So there's obviously still some more teams that are looking for a quarterback, but we still have some chances this offseason to get our guy, whether that be in the draft or it be free agency or the trade. Now we know the Colts are not going to be drafting a guy this year in the first round, or at least likely not, and then definitely no one in free agency. They're not going to go after someone like Marcus Mariota or Derek Carr because they already have their guy in Carson Wentz. So, depending on how you look at it, it could be a win-win for both teams. If the Colts, they feel confident they can get Carson Wentz back to that level he was in 2017 or close to it, then that price, a first rounder, a late first rounder next year, and a third rounder this year is a pretty good deal if, like I said, you feel confident that you can turn him around. And the Eagles, Carson Wentz wanted out this past couple years, or this past season after he got benched. He was frustrated with the organization, and the Eagles got at least some compensation for him. Could be up to a first and a third that can help them in their, rebuilding process. But the Eagles are now going to have to look for a quarterback. And, some people think it's Jalen Hurts. Some people think it's elsewhere. But they're going to have to find out the answer to that question. That's probably going to be their main thing in 2021. Who is our quarterback? That's probably what they're going to want to get resolved by the end of the 2021 season. Have an answer on who their quarterback is and what they need to do in the future at that position. So let me know what you guys think about this trade. Who do you think's the winner, and who do you think the Eagles quarterback of the future will be? Will it be a draft pick? Will it be a Jalen Hurts, or will it be someone else? Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video, and peace.